G'day, I'm Luke from Drifta and we're here this morning at our new Drifta Campsite 1 at our Drifta headquarters in Gloucester, New South Wales. You can see here we've got a bit of a setup and we've been leaving this here like this for a little while now, and our mate JD's sort of living in the Troopy and we're sort of out here every night enjoying this beautiful place. So we've got a pretty good setup, and also we've got a lot of customers come through during the day and during the week, so they're able to have a good look around at a lot of our products. So we've got a lot of stuff here. This is one of our trailers with the iKAMPER rooftop tent, and that's our new hardtop walk-up. So we're still sort of changing a few little things on that, but this has basically become our R&D research site, so it's pretty cool to sit out here and think about things. Anyway, what we've got here now is the new iKAMPER, and I only picked it up last Friday, so it's still very new for me. I haven't camped in it yet. We've only just finished fitting it to a trailer. So I had this trailer sort of without a top on it. We've modified and changed it a little bit to fit the iKAMPER, and we just got it finished yesterday afternoon. So we're going to basically give you a bit of a look. So it's a pretty exciting thing, the iKAMPER, very new. It's only just really been released the last month or so, and we've just got stock arrived in Australia last week or a couple of weeks ago, and turned up here last Friday. So Drifta's been able to, with what we do in the camping four-drive industry, it's an ideal product for us because we sell a lot of accessories to vehicles and to trailers, and of course we make our dot range. So we've been able to incorporate it perfectly into one of our dots, and we'll show you that of course today. But it's a great product, and we've been able to secure the state distributorship for New South Wales and also Queensland. So we'll have stock of those as of next week, and if anybody's keen on one in those states, we can supply it for you, no problems. So we'll just do a quick walk around in this trailer. Pretty much this is an independent suspension trailer. We could put an alley cab on top of here, or a backstrap, or any sort of type of tent. We've changed it a little bit to suit the iKAMPER. One thing we've done here is a little tray, so it's like a permanent gutter. We've often shown gutters that are attached or put on with sail track to try and stop the drips through here, for example. We're moving towards this style now. It's a permanent gutter, and that works really well because it's always there. So we made that up. You can see, people who know the dots, it's quite a similar style of hard top dot. Got the 270 square back awning. We'll fold it out in a sec. And you can see the iKAMPER on top. So it's beautifully finished. They're made in South Korea, and it's all fiberglass. I think it's about 70-75 kilos. So it's quite lightweight. It's certainly lighter than most of the other ones on the market, so it's quite light. It's got really good rails here, front and back. So the rails come all the way almost to the end, you can see. So it's quite easy to bolt on. Some of the other rooftop tents, the hard tops, they're not easy to bolt on. You've got to get inside, open it up, and drill bolts through the whole thing, and quite difficult. But this has got a really good rail system that goes full length, so that's pretty good. It's got a really good composite board, aluminium composite panel underneath. So it's really nicely finished, and iKAMPER's definitely done a good job with design. It sort of reminds me a little bit of the Oz tent when that came out. That sort of changed. That was sort of a new style tent, the Oz tent, and Jim from Oz tent had come up with a lot of little ideas that really improved things. And the iKAMPER reminds me a little bit of that. A lot of nice little features that sort of haven't been done before. Anyway, around this side, you can see it's a very sleek looking unit. And the big advantage on this, as opposed to any other rooftop tent, you can see the alley cab, is simply the width. Okay, it's a nice tent, we've been using those, but the real only disadvantage is simply the width inside. Now, two people, it's quite a squeeze, even just for two. You will not get a kid in there, even a young kid or a child. So it's only for two, and even for two, it's a bit tight. So we're trying to work on fix that situation for these style tents. But the advantage that iKAMPER has is it's a hard shell, right, and it folds out a little bit as well, so you get that extra space. So that's the real big advantage. I mean, it is a really nice looking unit, very sleek and stylish, but the main advantage why you'd buy this is because it's got the extra room, and it's, as far as I know, it's the only camper in the world, the hardtop rooftop tent, that does that. The other big advantage too on this style is it's the hard top. So if you've got a soft top rooftop tent, which most of them are, and we've been doing Hannibals for years. You know, very good tent. The Hannibal will fold out even slightly bigger than this. So in a way, the Hannibal size is probably better. It's slightly bigger, but it's simply the setup time. You know, the Hannibal's pretty quick. But one of the big things, you know, say you got a Hannibal on a troopy or a top of a vehicle, you've got to walk right around with a zip, and you've got to get that cover right off. And you know, people do that, but this is definitely easier. So one of the advantages of the hard shell rooftop tent is simply the fact that you don't have to lift off a cover, it just lift it up really easy. And all the hard shells like that, they're so easy to set up. So you've got the advantage of a hard shell plus the added advantage of the extra space. So that's where the iKAMPER comes into its own. This is the ensuite here. Because of the way that the iKAMPER folds out, changes everything with how we've always done rooftop tents. We've got to fold it out really on the driver's side, which is this side here. Hannibal, of course, is always folded out the passenger side and linked up with the 180 awning, which is fine. But the iKAMPER needs to fold out really on our trailers on the driver's side. And that's where the awning, the ensuite is. So because of that, what we've done is put quite a long swing out bar. And get this tent pole. Right, because we've got to swing this right up out of the way. Okay. In the past we've had these ensuites sort of swing to this area. We've got to get it right over here to get it away from the little JOOLCA shower, which will be locked in that position. Okay, so because it's so long, as you can see, it gets it nice out of the way. We do need to put a tent pole here. I mean, you can see it's supporting there, but really it needs a tent pole here just to take that weight. So we're going to set that up a bit later on to show you. But now our ensuite's going to be out here. So the first thing is to move that out of the way. These all come with, this is an option from iKAMPER, but the Australian ones I believe are all going to come with this, which it really needs to. You've got a key, and so you can lock it. And not only just lock it, but you can also guarantee that when that's travelling, that's not going to come undone. So that's pretty easy. Now, from there, it's just really a matter of getting this small strap and pushing it up. Alright. The ladder that comes out, these are a pretty generic style extendable ladder. Okay, and then it's just a matter of adjusting the ladder. It's quite important to get that ladder sitting at just the right angle. Well, and that's pretty much it. So inside, there's a couple of bows. It's important to get that threaded rod right inside seated properly. You don't want that flicking out on you. The bow there. And this is probably the go, is to sit on the top of the ladder here. Okay, there's a lot of tension on these, so again make sure that that is seated properly inside there. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so the other small thing you need to do is just hook a couple of these little straps on. What that does is just closes up some of these gaps in here where it folds over. So that's pretty simple. And we're basically done. Underneath here is a small rail with these movable sort of rings. Now they don't serve any real purpose apart from just having somewhere to hang things, so you can just do with that what you like. It does actually, although when the ANNEX comes on, they can hook onto here. Something we've done under here too to show you, you can just catch it here. We've put in an Anderson plug, right? So that's going to be power into the unit. Right, now iKAMPER does not come with any electrical power at all, no lights, nothing at all. And so that's what we've installed here at Drifta. So one of the important things we need is LED light underneath the ladder, I think, so we've put that one there. Okay, the ladder sort of folds over that, so we've got a nice light with orange as well. And these are good little light, these. Using a lot of these now. they've got a screw fitting here, and you just screw them onto any surface. So, and the good thing is they've got their own button. Okay, a lot of LED lights you buy, we've been using Nava for a long time, they don't have a switch built in, and if you don't have a switch, you've got to then run another switch wire from the battery, and you've got to you know, install a switch separately, which is getting another switch is a pain, you know. So the good thing about these, got their own switch, which is brilliant. Okay, so that's underneath the ladder. Light up this area here. It's night time, you're getting up and down the ladder. It's important to have a light in that area. And then the other thing is coming up the ladder. Okay, just imagine it's night time and it's dark, and we've got another light up the top here. We'll show you in a sec, but you can't reach that from the ladder. So what I like to be able to do is have a light that you can turn on from the ladder getting inside the tent. So what I've done is just put a little flexible light here, and that's really good because it's sort of a reading light. You know, you can use that to shine around. You can shine it here if you wanted to. So it's just a flexible small light that you can use, particularly when getting in the tent at night when it's dark, so you can sort of see what's going on. So there's a great small flexible light. Again, doesn't come with the iKAMPER. That's a modification that Drifta's done here at the factory. So we'll have on our website an electrical kit which will have all these features in here. Right, let's jump inside. So you can see the size. It gives more room than a standard tent. So if you've got a standard hard top rooftop tent, it's pretty much this space here. Alright, and you can see the extra space you've got. Now I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's another light up here. So it's the same light as on the bottom, just up on this point here. So that's really nice. And the other thing we've done, we've installed a USB and a SIG plug in each corner. Right, so a double USB and a SIG plug. These days, of course, very important to be able to charge your phone at night. And we've got another one on the side here too. I've also got a dimmer. Okay, nothing worse than having, you know, an LED light inside your bed area where you're sleeping, and it's just bright as buggery and it blinds you. So we've got a dimmer here, and that'll just dim that down. You can't see very good at the moment, but there's a switch and also a dimmer, so you know, if you're reading or whatever, you can have that just the right setting. USB again on this side. You know, you basically want one each, and these days, got a couple of kids, you know, 4 USBs up top here is what you need, and also 2 SIG plugs, so plenty of power. There is a little fitting that comes with the iKAMPER. I've seen some questions online asking about how strong this is in the wind, because it is, you know, quite a big surface area. But these gas structures are very strong. It'd have to be a very strong wind for that to sort of blow down, and it's just going to pop back up again anyway. So I don't think it's an issue, but there is a little clip you put on here. There's a couple of small channels that you see. Not sure what to do with them, and that's what they are. They clip on here, and it means that this can't be pushed down. So that's quite an important little point to know about. Okay, the windows here, it's quite good. You've got the Mozzie screen can zip as well. Alright, so you know, you can pass things in and out, whatever. And here's the cover. So there is of course, a storm flap that can fold down, and that can zip down. So there's sort of 3 pieces to the windows, and you've also got this piece here. So I suppose if it's raining and you wanted to have this up, you're keeping the light to come. You know, you're keeping the light inside as well. So that's probably the only reason for that is if it's cold and cold or wet, you can, you know, have the clear. You don't often see that on rooftop tents, having a clear piece that zips on. Most of the time I think you'd just have that down. You can tie it up here as well, but that's quite a nice little feature. It's all a poly cotton material canvas, so it's a poly cotton, so polyester and cotton mixed, and it's quite lightweight. I'd say that's probably a 6 ounce, but you know, it seems nice quality. So what else we got? A little window at the top here. Okay, you can close it off as well, and it does have a Mozzie net there. Not quite sure why, because you can't open this up. So I thought you might be able to open this, but you can't. That's a clear PVC piece that you can't open, although there is a bit of a gap you know, through these sides for ventilation, I suppose. So this mozzie, you know, is needed. So you've got an internal storm flap there. Well, it's not a storm flap, it's just to stop the light coming through. Alright, and also at the top here, you can just see there's another external flap on the outside fly, and that can roll down over the top as well. So you sort of, I think that's for extra waterproofing, because you've got a window that, you know, that PVC is sort of glued in there. But not sure if you'd really need that if you've got this inside one. Not sure if you'd really need the outside one as well. Anyway, but so that's a nice little feature, I suppose, at night time to open that up. Yeah, and you've got another window here. That's about it, really. I mean, there's no bows that you need to sort of extend out or move around. It's only the two little spring bows at the front, and yeah, so it's very nicely finished. Something here as well, the mattress, and there's a two-part to the mattress. There is a zip here, so you know, you could you know, take that apart and clean it if you wanted to. Although this is sort of like a nylon material, so you're going to definitely need, you know, that's not a material you'd sleep on. You definitely need a sheet for it. I think it's a king size bed size. You need to get a sheet, and we might even look at making up some nice fitted sheets to fit these. The mattress is not overly thick, so I'd say that's probably 40mm. Okay, so I'd say, you know, the big thing with rooftop tents is a couple of big things. Is the mattress for sure. So it's a bit on the thin side. It's fine for me, you know, but a lot of people in Australia particularly would say, well, that's just not enough mattress. So you could combine this with an underlay. I think you need to maybe consider that. But try it first, and if you're not comfortable on that, then you could certainly put an underlay underneath this section here, and also underneath here, which just lifts up the mattress a bit higher. So I think that's probably the go. And although I've heard from iKAMPER that they do have a thicker mattress, if not coming out, then it's already in the range. It's sort of soon to be released, so they are working on a thicker mattress. So, but yeah, it is very comfortable. It's just, you know, if you're a big guy and you like your mattress a bit thicker, then you may look at, you know, needing to just put something underneath. That's all you need, I'd say. Some nice sheets, and then you've got plenty of room. Now when this comes down, you can see the depth there. I'm going to chuck some sleeping bags and pillows in here when we fold this up, and we'll be able to see you know, how much room and how much you can leave inside the tent when you close it up, because that's an important point. Because this section here will fold over the top of this, and it'll sort of be sitting about here. So there is a little bit of room to leave things inside, which you really want to be able to do. Your pillows and your doona, you should ideally be able to leave in here, which I'm sure you can. We'll try that in a sec. But you want to be able to, put your pillows up against the end here, and bring a sleeping bag over onto this side. You have to sort of fold that over so it's not crunching up when you flip this over. So all in all, you know, it's nicely finished. It's a nice size. And you know, it's going to be a very popular tent. So for a lot of people, the main people using this is just you know, a couple who wants the hard shell, the advantage of the hard shell, but just wants a little bit more room, just for two people. It's always nice to have room. You can sleep this way and have your bags here. It's nice to have a bags inside your tent. With an alucab or the traditional style hard shell, you cannot put anything, hardly a pair of jeans and your shoes will not fit inside. So it's nice just to have that little bit extra room. And of course also if you've got 1 or 2 children, you know, I'd say 2 children up to maybe 8 years old would fit in here with you. And after that they're probably going to be getting a bit big, and you want to get them downstairs in an Oz tent or a bunker. So, but certainly 1 child, 2 children would certainly fit in here, no problems. And that's the big advantage of it. A lot of people are talking about also combining a second iKAMPER on the roof of their vehicle. So you've got the two, and then if you've got 2 or 3 kids, a little bit older, you want to be off the ground, then that's also a pretty good option, because they're very quick and easy to set up. And you know, you literally got 1 on your car, 1 on a trailer. You could sleep 6 people easy. You know, so you got three young children. You know, iKAMPER on both. That's a pretty good setup. You know, very quick, very simple, off the ground. I mean, people buy the rooftop tents in Australia because they're up off the ground. And the big advantage too with any rooftop tent is, you know, your mattress is here, your sleeping bag's here. Oz tents are great, but if you set up an Oz tent or any sort of tent, once you set up the tent, which is reasonably quick, you've then got to go and get a stretcher and your sleeping bag and your pillow and set all that up as well, and then you've got to pack that down the next morning. So the advantage with the rooftop tent is it's just flip it open and your bed's literally ready to go straight away. Okay, I've just put a couple of sleeping bags in here as well, and now these are the Snow Peak OFUTON 104s, so they're quite a big sleeping bag, and as you can see, you know, for 2 sleeping bags this fits here just perfectly. And you know, looking at that, I mean, again, these are a big sleeping bag, they're very wide. You know, there's always a bit of an exaggeration with tents, all tents, as to how many you can fit in there. But practicality wise, you can see 2 people in here would be really comfortable, okay? If you wanted to have 2 kids, which they advertise them for a family of 4, 2 children, you're obviously not going to sleep like that, you know, going to be a bit tighter. Now, South Korea, you know, they're used to cramming up a little bit, and you know, those Asian countries, Japan as well, they're used to sort of sleeping quite close together, you know, and maybe don't spread out as much as Aussies do. But anyway, that's the size. The actual size internal, I've been saying 2.2 by 2.2, that's sort of external. Inside is more like 2.1 by 2.1. I've just measured it with a tape and it's exactly that. So the size internal, 2.1 by 2.1. It's a little bit smaller than a Hannibal, but it's certainly a lot bigger than an alley cab. So if you had an alley cab, which is a 2-person rooftop tent, and it is a lot smaller than this, well, how are you going to fit 2 sleeping bags in there? You're just not going to. It's a lot tighter. So, you know, you got to make up your own mind as who you can fit and how many you can fit in here. But that's all I can do is show you. That's what will fit very comfortably. You know, with a doona, you know, these sleeping bags are getting wide, you don't need really that much space to sleep. So with a doona, you'd easily fit 2 adults and a couple of kids in there. Of course, it's going to be a little bit squeezy. Anyway, so you can see the size, and but yeah, for 2 people, mate, that is really, really comfortable. So, okay. So what we're going to do is, there's 2 other parts to this tent. There's what's called an annex, and also like a tarp or a fly sheet. So the annex is going to come out here, quite long, out to about here. Nice big curved sides on it, nice big sloped sides on it, and it's a full room, so it closes in around the outside, there's no floor. And the smaller one is just basically a tarp that comes out, and open sides, and it'll peg out as well. So we'll set both these up quickly and show you sort of what it looks like. Okay, so we've set up the annex on the iKAMPER, and it's taken me and JD just a little bit over 5 minutes to set this whole bottom floor area up. And you know, it's the first time we've had it up, so you know, I would have to say that is bloody great.